Okay, today's video is a little weird, aren't they all? It's about flat earth, round earth. There's a problem with both. I've said, I've put up proofs that the earth is rotating and it's not flat, about 4 or 5 videos, but I've also said it's not round. And so I've decided to attack this with energy flow to see what happens. And so what you're about to see is a bit weird. Considering NASA don't show us any real pictures from space, they're obviously all fake and been photoshopped to death. So no, I agree that I've got no idea what the Earth shape is. I've never seen it. Nobody has. In reality, I don't believe half the stuff they show us from space. I know it's an electric universe, but either way, I've attacked this with energy moves matter, energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, energy moves matter, and now I'm going to put the halo wave against the sun, showing the two vortices that go up, left. This one travels counterclockwise, this bottom one travels clockwise, so that the whole thing spins counterclockwise, which is how the Earth spins. But now we're going to look at what's going up and what's going down, because if energy moves matter, that should be the Earth's shape. Okay? This is kinda what the Earth's shape is. And I've been trying to figure out, see, that looks a lot better, like you just cut off the top and bottom. I believe that there's something like this going on, which is rotating that way. Because, now there's a bit of writing on there, you can stop it and have a look. It's just me trying to figure out how the moon would move around something like that. Now, I got a couple of different ways. I had a figure 8, which we kind of got there, and then there's kind of this one, which kind of is more just like an elliptical thing, because it's being pushed down, but there's at least 2 here that cross over, so it just goes in a loop. So I'm thinking the Earth is actually more this kind of shape. This is the land, like let's just say Western USA and Europe and the East. That's all I can tell you. So then we kind of get to this shape, which would kind of give us the same as all comet ducks, which is energy spinning towards the sun. So if it's spinning it that way, it's still gonna have this, because whatever was up here and pointing up and down has gone. Personally, I believe that was an electrical beam that way and that way, basically the tree of life in the north, and it all collapsed and got covered when the Earth belched out, which I've shown on my Africa video. There's like an ice cream cone thing here. But yeah, I'm thinking more the Earth actually looks like this, and this is the water. And on Google you can see like stretch marks where land has been pulled apart like that, and on the other side. So if we actually kind of put it back together, I do believe you're kind of this, so the land isn't round, it's kind of flat, and this is kind of flat with a little bend, but most of it, or it might just be that side on that side and that side on that side, for all I know, like that. So I'm just trying to explain what energy flow says should happen. Yin and yang is kind of what this is doing. So perhaps the land is land and land like a yin and yang picture. Do you understand what I mean? So, because the Earth could be any shape, it could well be flat. I've got really no idea. God never told me anything about that. I've just attacked it with science and double helix energy theory. So, yeah, this is more what I think is happening. Like this, so that you got land on either side, so you've still got your rotations, and the moon spins around it that way. So I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. This video really is a I don't know. But yeah, in truth, I think this oblique spheroid that we're on, but we're on the ends. So they can't show you something like that. You wouldn't believe, you'd be like, What does that mean? And they can't show you something like that because they go, well, what does that mean? Because then it would tell you all about energy flow. Has got nothing to do with gravity. So I believe we look like the comet ducks with a piece taken out of the middle, and this is where the seas are, because energy and water are the same. So for the seas to be doing that as well to create the comet duck shape leads me to believe that we are a comet duck shape, but they mold it so it becomes round with all of this and blah blah blah. I don't think so. So to all the flat earthers and to all the people that believe in a globe, I don't believe either is true. We either look like that or like that or that or that or that, because that's what energy does. The Ouroboros should be here and here, so it's just too weird for me. This is all coming in and leaving here and coming in and leaving here, which would be that big gash between the east, the west and the east, the Atlantic, and you can see there's a split with all ribs down it like that, all the way down, where something happened. I don't know whether it was rotated like that, the supposed pole flip, which would then slowly drag the planet, because any poles that are coming in here and here, which is what the poles are supposedly doing, well, that's a halo wave, and it is now coming in closer. It used to stick up straight, now it's bending and bending and bending, and because it's underground it means it's going to move from here to here. So the halo wave that came out and went off like that is now very small on the planet, and so they are going to meet, but they're not really going to meet. They're actually going to kind of curl around like that, and then it's going to retract that way, and the planet may well spin on one side, because this is an inertial plane, that is, and there's another one, this one, that attaches us to the sun. So yeah, poles coming together just means this is moving this way like that. So now you know that energy travel has now just told you why the poles are moving. This is all retracting, energy retraction. Big load of energy. No energy. Poles move together. So yeah, in truth I think the earth is more like that, which is why the sea doesn't look so flat, or is looking so flat, and it's why the land kind of looks flat, because everybody thinks it's a cube and everybody thinks it's round and everybody thinks it's flat, but it's all of them things in one thing. So I believe that this is just a dome, this is just a dome, this is a slight dome, this is a slight dome. I don't know how it works at the corners, it, you know, pointy down to almost nothing, I don't know. But the comet duck, because of what's happening, means Earth is either shaped like that or it is shaped like that. There is no two ways about it. And if we take that figure 8 but turn it on the angle that the Earth is on, we kind of get that, you see. So we get the side and then C and C. So we've kind of got a bulgy figure 8, land here and land here. Again, we're back to the yin yang. So do you see, I'm just following the rules of energy, which tells me it looks like a figure 8, it looks like a comet duck, or it looks like a yin yang. That is as close as I can tell you to giving you any kind of explanation as to what shape the world is. And I think that's the last time I'm going to do it, because I can't prove anything further than this. I can only keep drawing the same thing, so I'm not going to bother. So I hope that kind of didn't ruffle anybody's feathers, and I'd really like to think that everybody's just maybe learnt something about what NASA are really doing, because the Earth ain't round, we all know them pictures are fake, but energy travel says it moves like this, and the moon doing that, I don't know. Somebody would have to check that for me, of how the moon would just elliptically do that. Now I know, you know, like atom orbital kind of thing, it's electrical, but I don't know if that's possible. I don't know. So somebody else would have to check that, because I don't know anything about astronomy or astrology or anything. I just know how energy travels.
So here I have a piece of paper, and I rub the knit needle. with a piece of paper. And now I'm going to take a syringe with a little Teflon cannula. I'm going to squirt drops of water out, and look what happens when those drops of water get close to that charged knitting needle. Now look at this droplet. It's orbiting around, and since we have cylindrical geometry here, it can precess down the cylinder, but then it gets to the end, and it reverses its direction and winds back along the cylinder. So it seems to be trapped. Once you set up a knitting needle like this, and you start to play with the water droplets, you just can't have too much video like this. It's so much fun to watch these little droplets, and notice as they get closer and closer, their orbits go faster and faster.
Perhaps that is why this solar eclipse paths are all over the place. Do you see what I'm getting at? Alright. And this would just be on a tether, left and right, that's swinging around us. Alright. I'd like to reconcile everybody. That's the whole point of what I'm doing, is reconciling science to scripture, scripture to science, and energy to everything, which then gets rid of religion, gets rid of science, gets rid of mythology, because energy travel never changes. So that's why I don't think it's flat, and I don't think it's round, and I've said that since the beginning. I've never promoted a round earth, and I've never promoted a flat earth, because it's neither. So this is, unfortunately, this is as close as I can get. This used to be a massive flower. I believe we used to be all here. But then energy stopped, and like a ring magnet, it broke, and it flipped in two different directions, which ends up giving us this broken object, I believe, and we twisted that way. When the power came back on, it was different. So whether we went from there to there, or there to there, I'm not really sure. This bit might just be bent that way with a C here and weirdy bit on top. So do you see what I mean? But something got broken, and we, I believe, look kind of like this, which would just look bizarro if we showed it as it really is. We're a misshapen, mangled shape because the earth got broke a long time ago. So that's about it, really. Oh, I could go through gravity, but I haven't really redrawn it too good. Gravity into the system. Everything on this side is spinning counterclockwise. That means anything that's spinning clockwise in this direction, coming into the top of the earth or into the bottom of the earth, north and south, clockwise is immediately cancelled, because you've got the clockwise double helix spinning this way, but you've got a counterclockwise spinning this way and a clockwise spinning this way, and all of it's turning counterclockwise. So immediately clockwise is cancelled out due to the clockwise rotation. Counterclockwise is now spinning counterclockwise, and this is spinning counterclockwise, and so everything is forced in here. Here only counterclockwise is working because everything's rotating counterclockwise. So everything here, South Pole, and here, North Pole, is forced in. When it gets reflected and inverted, everything spins out clockwise. So immediately, counterclockwise rotation, which pushes matter that way, is cancelled, coming out of the bottom of the South Pole. Anything counterclockwise coming out of here is immediately cancelled because the whole field is rotating clockwise. So all you have coming out is clockwise plus clockwise. Clockwise rotates matter backwards, so in the north and in the south you get gravity that way, because clockwise pushes matter forwards, counterclockwise matter pushes matter backwards. So there you go. And there's a little bit of the math to show you. That's how gravity works. Yeah. Alright, so you got counterclockwise, reflection and inversion, clockwise. This pushes matter in, into the south, into the north. This coming out rotates matter backwards, into the north and into the south. So all matter compresses there. And that's how gravity works. Electrical gravity, of course, because this is double helix energy flow, which is electricity and electromagnetism. So this is showing the electrical flow, because energy attracts matter, and then of course I haven't drawn the EM field, which would be bursting out everywhere, pretty much doing the exact same thing. Alright, thanks very much. My name is Lee, I follow the Christ, and I tell you the things that he tells me, and I tell you things as far as my understanding goes. Alright, thanks a lot. Have a great long weekend. Woo!